Compare now to what Jesus said to the false witnesses. They said that he said, I will destroy this temple. Jesus actually said they would destroy this temple. Jesus said he will rebuild it in 3 days. Jesus actually said, what? I will raise it up in 3 days. A subtle difference changes the meaning. What they're speaking of is if Jesus is saying he had a plan to destroy the temple of God. The implication is he's a terrorist. He's an enemy to God. He's planning some kind of violent demonstration because he hates God. And then they're also implying that Jesus was going to use some form of wizardry to rebuild it. He was going to be using magic or the power of the devil. Remember, they accused Jesus of what? Working by the power of Beelzebub. Working by the power of the devil. So Jesus is a terrorist and a witch. He ought to be killed. Jesus, however, is saying what? Even if they kill him, God would raise him from the dead. Totally different meaning. One that's obscured by false witnesses as they present his word. And so the thing about false witness is that it doesn't always have to be about outright falsehoods. You don't have to just make up things from thin air. Sometimes it's merely enough to present half-truths or to twist the truth just a little. If you take a person's words out of context, you may be technically accurate in presenting their exact words, but you can still be lying because you did not present all that they said or the surrounding context which helped make sense of the words. You could be attempting to frame what someone said in a way completely opposite than what was intended. This happens all the time in our heated political discourse. Did you hear that so-and-so at CPAC said he wanted to destroy transgender people? That's what the liberal news media would have you believe. The truth is, the person said they wanted to destroy the ideology that was being promoted to children. In this case, the first situation made it look like the person was what? Bloodthirsty, wanted to round up people and kill them. Whereas the person is actually attempting to protect children. Now, it's not just the left that does this. The right does it all the time. And we do it all the time. When we twist the truth, when we frame issues to make ourselves look good and others look bad. For example, in marriage counseling, when a wife tells a story about her husband saying something to her, and from the initial account of it, he looks like a total jerk, and she's the sweet, innocent victim. But upon further investigation, the context reveals that, wow, maybe he sinned in his response. It was the wife who initiated the conflict with her own sinful speech. She wasn't the innocent victim she made herself out to be. She was lying by leaving out evidence that incriminated herself. And children do this all the time. My brother hit me. He hurt me. Oh man, you're so sweet. And then you've talked to the brother, and it's because they stole their toy and punched him. You didn't tell the part about you hitting him first, and you stealing. You know, bearing false witness comes easy to us all. Right? We protect ourselves and we tear down others. It's why we have to be on guard. Proverbs 17:18 says, the first to plead his case seems right until another comes and examines him. Be mindful of this when you're dealing with issues of discipline in your home or when you hear rumors and things out in public. Be mindful of this, especially if you're dealing with someone coming to you to complain about someone else. People have a tendency to only state the parts of the truth that make themselves look good and make others look bad. The just man seeks out the truth. The devil is sneaky. His lies are equally as sneaky. He could even take the inerrant truth of God's word and use it in such a way to make it a lie. You remember when Jesus was fasting in the wilderness and the devil took him onto the top of the temple? He said to Jesus, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you. And on their hands they will bear you up so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. Those are the precious, holy words of God. And they're true, they're infallible and inerrant, and yet taken out of context so that now they're a lie. Now, Jesus, of course, knew God's word, and he knew when it was being twisted for sin. You got to know God's word to be able to know that, or you'll be easily deceived. You got to be careful in all the ways that you're tempted to lie, to tell half-truths, to believe lies, and be on guard against false teachers who manipulate God's word.